Chapter 12, we are talking about experiments and observational studies, and we're going to break this up over 3 videos. So we're going to start by talking about types of studies. So an observational study is where we don't actually do any kind of intervention. We're just looking to see what naturally occurs. Most of the studies that we've talked about up until this point in the course have been types of observational studies. An experiment, in contrast, is where we apply some treatment and observe its effect on the participants. So like an observational study might be something like we talked about before of how many of our Valencia students would transfer to UCF. I'm not actually trying to change somebody's decision or what they're doing. I'm just looking to see what naturally occurs, who goes to UCF and who does not. Whereas in an experiment, I'm looking to make some change. So I might ask the question, is online instruction more effective than classroom instruction? So we make a transition, right? We've switched to online here, and we're looking to see, does it improve the effectiveness of instruction? All right, that would be more like an experiment. So some examples of an observational study might be like the Nielsen poll, ratings on TV shows. You can do a retrospective study or a prospective study. A retrospective study is where we look backwards in time. So I want to see, 5 years ago, how many of our students transferred to UCF? I go back 5 years, look at our enrollment, count the number of students that transferred. A prospective study is where we follow people forward in time. So I might get the listed names of our incoming class now, and 2 years from now, I might look to see what did they do as their outcome from college. Are they still enrolled at Valencia? Did they graduate? If they graduated, did they transfer to UCF or somewhere else? That would be a prospective study. Now, an experiment, again, is where we administer a treatment. Some frequent examples of experiments involve things like medicine. We want to look to see, is a medicine more effective? So we might give one group a medicine and one group a placebo, which I'll define in a moment, a sugar pill, something that doesn't do anything, and look to see, does the drug improve people over the normal condition? So in randomized experiments, participants are randomly assigned to participate in one condition or another. For example, in our drug study, they either get the active drug or the placebo. Treatments are the different conditions of the experiment. We have our treatment condition where they get the active drug and the treatment condition where they receive the placebo. The unit is the single individual or object being measured, and an experimental unit is the most basic entity to which treatments can be assigned. So in other words, our people participating in the drug study would be our participants. Whenever it's people, we refer to them as participants. If we're doing experimentation that involves animals, like looking at, say, for example, we want to know, there's a new experimental vaccine for, say, the COVID-19 that's loose right now. We want to first know if it has any side effects. So we might do it on rats, right? We might give rats the vaccine and then expose them to disease. Not that I'm saying that rats can contract COVID-19. I actually don't think there has been any animal transmission of it, but that's just, an example to illustrate the idea. The animals cannot consent to be in the study, so they are subjects of the study. But people, we would always fully inform them about the repercussions of the study, so we refer to them as participants in our study. Okay, so in the next video, we're going to pick up talking about variables, and we'll do that in a moment.